factual and timely.
It is the 30th of August 2023. Thank you very much for making time for Inside tonight. A day that the president has continued to talk tough about the sugar cartels in the country, giving them three options: jail, out of the country, or heaven. A day that has also seen him caution LSK from defending the cartels in the country. That particular case continues to develop because we do know as of now that Rai has already filed a petition that is going to remove that particular injunction in court. A day that we're also talking about those talks at the Bomas of Kenya having a proper framework, including the cost of living, an issue that majority of the Kenya Kwanza side did not want to talk about. This and much more coming up in our bulletin tonight. My name is Simba Elijah Charles Kiage. Just before we do that, let's look at the highlights tonight. Tonight on Inside, talks between Kenya Kwanza and Azimio coalition take shape as the two factions come up with a framework to guide dialogue. Members of Parliament probe 600 shillings million loss at Kenyatta University Hospital. And internationally, Gabon president under house arrest as the army cancels elections and seizes power. Thank you for making time this evening. Our sign language interpreter is Josephine Auko. The National Dialogue Committee has now signed a framework agreement that sets in motion proper discussions between the government and the opposition on contentious issues. Among the issues the committee will seek common ground on is the sensitive matter of the cost of living that has sharply divided the two sides. On the table as well is the reconstitution of the IEBC and the creation of the office of the official opposition leader. On Retender with more.
The National Dialogue team has continued with its mandate undeterred, even after some voices from the Kenya Kwanza side dismissed the talks as inconsequential. On Wednesday, the committee signed a framework agreement that will guide the entire process while also settling on the key issues for discussion.
We're going to sign the framework agreement soon after this, and we're also going to sign agreement on the issues that will be presented. And we're going to tell Kenyans what to do next. We continue to reiterate that this is serious national work. If ever there was a moment that this country should come together, it is now. And we are determined as a team to make sure that happens.
The committee has settled on 5 topical agenda that will shape the final outlook of the discussions. The first agenda will see the committee tackle outstanding constitutional matters. Under this agenda, the team will deliberate on Article 43 of the Constitution, where the cost of living and related issues will be discussed. Also on the table under this agenda will be a discussion on how to implement the 2/3 gender rule and governance issues, including promoting national unity in public appointments and instilling adequate checks and balances. On Agenda 2, which touches on electoral justice and related matters, the committee will seek a common ground on restructuring and reconstitution of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IEBC), boundaries delimitation, and the audit of the 2022 presidential election. The National Dialogue team will furthermore discuss the entrenching of funds into the Constitution. These discussions will seek to entrench the National Government Constituencies Development Fund (NGCDF), the National Government Affirmative Action Fund, and the Senate Oversight Fund (Family) into the Constitution. On the agenda item 4, the committee will discuss parameters of establishing and entrenching state offices. Under this item, the committee has a responsibility of establishing the office of the leader of the official opposition and that of the prime cabinet secretary. Finally, the committee will have to come up with structures that will guarantee fidelity to political parties or coalitions and the law on multi-party democracy. Under this agenda, the team must establish mechanism to prevent interference with political parties and coalitions by politicians. The bipartisan team is upbeat they will find consensus on these issues.
We have made tremendous progress. Wahenga ndio alisema ukiona Vielea, ujue vimeundo. And we continue to tell Kenyans to ignore the naysayers. There will always be those who feel threatened for whatever reason by something so illustrious, because this is wonderful work.
On which of the issues will be given priority when the discussions start, the committee says that work has been left in the hand of the Secretariat.
We have adjourned to Friday this week at 10 a.m. to allow the Secretariat and the technical teams to work on prioritization of the issues and guide us on how we prioritize what issues do we begin with, so we'll be able to communicate that decision once we meet again on Friday.
A lot more work remains to be done. And therefore, when we call on the stakeholders, I'm sure every Kenyan will know they are stakeholders.
With the framework agreement now in place and the National Dialogue team enjoying the full blessings of the National Assembly, the next 60 days will be crucial as the team embarks on discussion proper to iron out differences on contentious issues and come with a common ground, a ground that will shape the politics of the nation going forward. Henry Tende, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
Henry Tende. Attorney General Justin Muturi was forced to respond to critical questions as he appeared before a parliamentary committee on Wednesday after being summoned by the Public Investment Committee, which found that 600 million shillings meant for projects at the Kenyatta University couldn't be accounted for. Now, the committee, led by Jack Wamboka, questioned Muturi on the legality of the Gazette notification that transformed the Kenyatta University Teaching Referral Hospital into a parastatal.
Attorney General Justin Muturi has blamed the Ministry of Health for failure to resolve the ownership dispute of Kenyatta University Training and Research Hospital today. Muturi was questioned why the management was not restored back to the university, even after the court ruled for the same. While appearing before the National Assembly Committee on Public Investments in Governance and Education chaired by Bumula lawmaker Jack Wamboka.
And therefore, this response seems to suggest that because this has been styled Kenyatta University Teaching, Research and Referral Hospital, therefore automatically, under the provisions of the Health Act 2017, it becomes a national government entity. So, we need to know, can the Ministry of Health of its own vest some property that belongs to another organization to another, create a body and say, now this one which used to be yours, it now belongs to the Honorable CA. It doesn't mean, this response doesn't address that point. And for me, it's an important, it's a very important issue. Because if Kenyatta University developed Kenyatta University Teaching, Research and Referral Hospital, then you cannot say that you have taken it away from Kenyatta University and created a parastatal and tell them you now own it. You would have to go again, as we have resolved in the other matter, a possibility that could be explored. You have to go through, as per the Constitution, through a process of compulsory acquisition.
The AG was angered by his office for collaboration with the public leaders in scandals relating to the ownership of Kenyatta University Referral Hospital and ownership of Kiambu's quarters land.
It will not be there because they are not state officers, they are public officers. You know that dichotomy that exists. So it is for me to deal with them. Parliament can make recommendations, but I can assure you they will be in very safe hands, those recommendations.
Muturi has faulted the Health Ministry for failure to successfully resolve the process of resolving the ownership and management dispute of the hospital, even after the court made a ruling.
If the court has ruled that where this Kenyatta University Teaching and Referral Hospital, Research and Referral Hospital is in Kenya, in KU land. Yes. One should then go, the next question one to ask is, which I think Honorable Zambia did raise, and you also raised this, Mr. Chairman, that this hospital was developed through a loan from the Exim Bank of China.
Yes.
And that, I think, is a matter of public authority.
Yes.
Yeah. And Honorable Zambia did raise the question, is the loan being repaid or has it been repaid? And if so, by who?
The AG now wants the committee through the National Assembly to prepare a temporary report and present it to the House as soon as the Parliament returns from the short recess, calling on the leaders to follow the recommended procedure in the process of compulsory acquisition from a private to a state corporation.
An interim report which should be tabled as soon as the House resumes.
Yes.
And be the first business, among the first business to be discussed. I think it will be a quicker one because this committee is live.
Yeah.
Muturi has strongly slammed those who intend to subdivide the land of Kenyatta Hospital's Scott as pieces of land and demands that the activities of relocating the Scotts be done immediately. While the parliamentary committee now wants him to preside over the demolition process and make it a success.
Why are you creating another set of squatters? I mean, surely.
How do you propose, AG?
Implementation.
How do you implement it?
Executing a court judgment is not very difficult.
Stanley Lugaria, Lookuptv.
Let's shift our gears to the international scene, where barely a week after elections in Gabon were held, military officials have announced through a national television that they will take over the leadership of the country. Now, the soldiers have annulled the results of the general election held on Saturday, August 26th, where the overthrown President Ali Bongo was declared winner by the country's election commission even before vote counting was completed. Rugai Val with more details.
The Gabon army has announced through a national television that they have overtaken the country's authority. They claim to have discovered results of the election held on Saturday last week, where the President Ali Bongo was declared the winner, one fairly done. It is said that the election commission declared Bongo becoming the winner even before finishing counting the votes, an election that the opposition claimed was fraudulent.
30 août 2023, nous,
irresponsible and predictable governance which results in a continuous deterioration of social cohesion that risks leading the country to chaos today, the 30th of August 2023, in the name of the Gabonese people, we, the Committee of Transition and the Restoration of Institutions, have decided to defend the peace, putting an end to the regime in place. In this relation, the general elections of August 26, 2023, as well as the results, are cancelled. The borders of the country are closed. Until further notice, all the institutions of the Republic are dissolved. The government, the Senate, the National Assembly, the Constitutional Court. We call on the population for calm and serenity, and we affirm our attachments to the respect of Gabon's commitments to the international community.
Ali Bongo, who is 64 years old, has served for 3 terms since the year 2009, and his family has been in power since the year 1967. This overthrow may end his family power regime that has been in existence for the last 53 years. Ali Bongo continues to be under siege. However, through a video that has been going viral through social media platforms, Ali Bongo is asking for help from international stakeholders.
I'm Ali Bongo Ondimba, President of Gabon, and I'm to send a message to all the friends that we have all over the world to tell them to make noise, For the people here have arrested me and my family. My son is somewhere, my wife is in another place, and I'm at the residence. Right now, I'm in the residence, and nothing happening. Nothing is happening. I don't know what's going on. So I'm calling you to make noise, really. I'm thanking you. Thank you.
Nevertheless, Gabonese seem to celebrate his overthrow. It is said that they are tired of his reign and the previous governments. The commander-in-chief of Gabonese Republican Guard, Brice Oligui Nguema, says that the rights of Bongo will not be violated, but Gabon citizens must get legitimate leadership. There have been 486 attempts or successful military coups in the world since the year 1950. Africa leads by a great number of 214, of which at least 106 were successful. According to data collected by American researchers, at least 45 out of 54 countries in the entire continent of Africa have experienced at least one attempt of a coup d'etat, including Burkina Faso, Guinea, Chad, Mali, and Tunisia. Most of these countries were French colonies. Roger Evil, Lookuptv.
One message, make noise. President William RUTO has today commissioned the Kakamega County Aggregation and Industrial Park at Likuyani constituency. The project aims at providing links between farmers, industries and the market both nationally and internationally.
On his last day of the Western Region tour that saw numerous projects launched in Bungoma, Kakamega, Vihiga and Busia, President William RUTO has today inaugurated the construction of Kakamega County Aggregation and Industrial Park at Likuyani constituency, a move that will see Kenya's enhanced productivity as the nation is prioritizing the consolidation, processing and value addition of agricultural products.
Leo mimi nimefika hapa kwa shughuli ya maendeleo ya sehemu hii. Nimekuwa hapa tangu Ijumaa iliyopita na nimesema hii Kakamega pia tuijumuishe na kuiunganisha na Kenya ile ingine yote, tutembee pamoja. Tumeenda pale Busia, tumeanzisha county aggregation kama hii. Tumekuja Bungoma, tumefanya juzi. Jana nilikuwa kule Vihiga. Leo nikasema nifike hapa Likuyani ili tuanzishe hii mradi.
RUTO has also lauded Kakamega farmers for utilizing the readily available fertilizers in a bid to ensure that there is food security in the country, and also hinted plans on bringing the fertilizer closer to farmers.
Vile nimewasikiza kwa makini, tuliongea hapa, mnajua sisi ni wakulima sisi wote. Watu wa hapa Likuyani na watu wa Sugoi ni watu majirani. Si namna hiyo? Na sisi wote ni mahali ambapo tunazalisha chakula kingi katika Kenya. Mimi nawapongeza wakulima wa hapa Kakamega kwa sababu mumetumia mbolea nyingi sana kuzalisha chakula yenu hapa ambayo itatusaidia kufikisha Kenya. Na hata hiyo mbolea tumekubaliana na gavana baraza ya kwamba hiyo mbolea ikuje mashinani. Ile ya Sinoko, ndio? Ya Sinoko ipatikane Sinoko. Sio lazima mtu aende usijui Moi's Bridge ama aende wapi, ikuje Sinoko.
In an effort to ensure that there is no food scarcity in the country, RUTO said part of the government farm will be used to grow seeds to be used in the agricultural sector.
Na hapa Kenya Seed tunapanga tuongeze mambo ya mbegu. Kwa sababu mbegu tulitumia ni nyingi, sasa tunataka kuongeza na tutatumia hata shamba ya serikali kuzalisha mbegu zaidi. Ndio tupate mbegu ambayo itatusaidia.
RUTO was accompanied by Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi and Speaker of the National Assembly Moses Wetangula. Amin Abdrahman, Lookuptv.
A story by Amina takes us on our first break right here on Inside, but much more is to follow, including the investigations on WorldCoin and much more on the sports scene in the country once we come back.
Inside, factual and timely.
Realize your home ownership dream by investing in Brookvale Tuala, a magnificent prime residential property located in Ongata, Rongai. Brookvale Tuala by Safaricom Investment Cooperative overlooks the majestic Ngong Hills and lies only 24 kilometers from Nairobi CBD. The project boasts of well-serviced plots with a perimeter wall, graded roads and a borehole. 50 by 100 plots are going for 1.4 million shillings with a flexible payment plan of up to 6 months. To book your plot, call 0729 121212 today. Safaricom Investment Cooperative, the investment partner of choice.
Infinity Industrial Park is one of the largest private industrial parks located along Eastern Bypass, Nairobi, which provides modern infrastructure for smooth operations for industries and business enterprises. Infinity Industrial Park offers world-class amenities and facilities with wide roads, a police station, a power substation, fire station, public transport stage, hospital, and shopping mall. In addition, Infinity Industrial Park also offers CCTV cameras, 24-hour private armed security patrol, sewer, water, fiber optic cable, and 3-phase power connection, added to public utility, canteen, and dining areas. Sail on the golden opportunity to invest in Infinity Industrial Park, fully serviced warehouses at a special price of 3,569 Kenyan shillings per square foot. For more inquiries, visit our website infinityindustrialpark.com.
And timely.
Welcome back. My name is Simba Elijah Charles Kiage. Attorney General Justin Muturi has stated that the world coin registration and operation in the country do not meet the legal requirements and the Company Act requirements according to Articles 57 of the Constitution. Appearing before the Parliamentary Ad Hoc Committee investigating the controversial project, the AG noted that WorldCoin lacks certificate of compliance and its operations in Kenya are illegal.
Under the one and only shareholder Kevin Olunde Odumbe, WorldCoin Company was first registered in 2013 as a research project of data collection and processing, which later on devised to work as a business company.
In the sense that this company was established in 2013, and if indeed when they came to update their details, because at the point of time you're declaring your beneficial ownership to the Registrar of Companies, you're updating your company details. At the point of time they've updated that, that law is now repealed. So that means now you can have a single member company. Yeah.
According to the Attorney General Justin Muturi, WorldCoin was neither registered nor did it qualify to operate under the Companies Act, therefore lacks certificate of compliance, and its operation in Kenya are illegal.
Without going into what exactly happened at that particular time, because I think the team is going to explain that. I think there is an aspect of the need to protect Kenyans within the area of consumer protection law.
State Council now says image rights were not protected, stating that only the scans of the iris were captured, but also the entire facial image, which according to them, the entities violated the act by sharing information of data was transferred outside the country.
If I am the data commissioner, I'm looking at the regulations and an application is before me, and I am required to inquire from this applicant the registration certificate, the wording of this regulation. Is it clear? Does it state it is the registration certificate from country of origin or the certificate of compliance issued by the Registrar of Companies here in Kenya to regulate the doing of business of a foreign entity in Kenya? I submit to you it is not clear, member. The registration certificate needed something further to qualify it in order for this applicant to furnish the document. What we do know for sure is that a registration certificate was issued to this data controller known as Tools for Humanity, trading as WorldCoin. It was issued with a data certificate, with a registration certificate to conduct its business of data controlling and processing.
A list of witnesses was submitted having complaints on eye issues, hallucinations, and other health complications are also expected to appear before the committee. The committee will resume tomorrow. Mevin Getembe, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
The spouse of the Deputy President, Pastor Dorcas Rigathi Gachagua, has launched a medical camp at the Railway Dispensary in Shimanzi, Mombasa County, in line with a Boy Child initiative, which aims at dignifying lives of 1,000 youth, with a similar camp set to be launched in Miritini area later this week. Let's take a look at exactly what is going on at the counties where at least 46 cattle have been stolen in the last 2 months in Ugunja, Siaya County, with locals now decrying psychological torture and depression owing to the increased cases that have caused fear and panic. The locals have also blamed the assistant chief for sleeping on his job, since little has been done to address their pressing concerns.
Residents of West Asongo in Ugunja sub-county have complained about the increase of insecurity in their region. This comes after 46 cattle were stolen in their area for a period of 2 months. Mr. Gabriel Sigar, a resident of West Asongo, called upon the area lawmaker Opio Wandai and the Interior CS Githure Kindiki to intervene and bring the suspect that has been stealing livestock back to book after he came and threatened the residents.
Up to now, tumeibiwa ng'ombe 46 cows. Na tunapoeleza mambo ya usalama iweze kutatuliwa, na tunapata simu za vitisho kutoka kwa area assistant chief ya kwamba tuandamane tu, na baada ya maandamano ako pamoja na sisi, atadeal na sisi. Kwa hivyo sisi tunauliza serikali ya juu kwa usalama za ng'ombe zetu. Watu wameibiwa ng'ombe, mpaka wazee wakongwe wanakufa kwa sababu ya stress ya ng'ombe zao kuibiwa. Wakati huu shule zinafunguliwa, lakini sasa wazazi hawana namna kwa sababu ya ng'ombe kuibiwa. Kwa hivyo tunauliza serikali kuu kupitia kwa waziri wa internal security Bwana Kindiki, tafadhali tunakuomba, jinsi ambavyo unafanya kazi katika taifa letu, tunakusikia na tunakuona. Vile tunaomba katika eneo hili ya Ugunja sub county, North Uholo location, West Asango sub location, ukuje upige barasa kubwa ili uzungumuze na wananchi, tuweze kutoa kilio chetu kwako. Kama ofisi ambayo iko hapa chini haiwezi kutusikiza, then we are out to come to your office.
Elsewhere in Kitengela, Kajiado County, residents of Acacia Estate have raised concern over poor roads, saying the poor status of the road have led to numerous accidents. According to the locals, they have been forced to raise funds to put up maram and seal huge potholes. They now want the county government to take responsibility and address the matter.
And one of the problems that we've been having for the longest is the issue of this Acacia feeder road. And as a residents of this neighborhood, we have every reason to believe that this road has been used by the county government as a cash cow, because we understand that every year some money is allocated this road, and but we never see anything that is happening on the ground.
Youth turned up in hundreds for the KDF recruitment at Nyahururu Stadium with the hope of joining the armed forces. A good number of youth from Nyahururu sub-county were however turned away due to various reasons, ranging from lack of proper documents to name disparities, among others. According to the senior officer in charge of recruitment at the center, Lieutenant Colonel Pius Lushan, the exercise went on smoothly save for such cases that were reported. He observed that KDF had stipulated clearly the requirements needed for one to join the forces, and hence there was no way for shortcuts or manipulations. The recruitment is scheduled to end on Friday, 8th September this year. Faith Bonareri, Lookuptv.
Let's take a look at our sports tonight. Now, KCB FC is set for the season opener of the 2023-2024 FKF Premier League season against AFC Leopards this Friday at the Moi International Sports Centre, Kasarani. Head coach Bernard Mwalala has said that the team has undergone meticulous preparation during the off-season, focusing on team cohesion, fitness and individual skill sets. Ruth Washeke has more.
KCB-FC gears up for an intense showdown as they kick off the 2023-2024 FKF Premier League season against Ingwe this coming Friday at Moi International Sports Centre, Kasarani. The match marks the start of Bernard Mwalala's debut as the Bankers head coach. During their training session at KCB Ruaraka Sports Club, Coach Mwalala stated that he is looking forward to the challenge and the opportunity to guide KCB-FC this season.
Tayari ni mchezo mgumu, lakini mchezo mwenyewe inatia motisha. Yani mechi yenyewe inapewa wachezaji motisha kwa sababu tayari ina-inspire kwenye mchezo huo. Walikuwa na mchezo wao wa kwanza. Nadhani kidogo wanakuwa na advantage kwa sababu wamekosoa kitu ambao waliona katika mchezo wao wa kwanza dhidi ya Talanta.
Together with the technical bench, they have dedicated themselves during the pre-season to fine-tuning their strategies and strengthening their lineup with the match against AFC Leopards being an early test. And he is confident in the team's readiness.
Kuongezeka kwa wachezaji wageni wameleta pia motisha kwa timu. Nadhani hizo nafasi zote tumekuwa covered vizuri katika defense, midfield na attacking. So nadhani kuna competition nzuri, kila mchezaji kuredi kuanza kwa mchezo wa Yuma.
As the new season kicks off, the Bankers will be banking on the new additions as well as the revamped technical bench to turn last season's disappointment where they finished 5th and fight for top honors in all the competitions. Newly appointed team captain Gabriel Adika said they have been eagerly awaiting the start of the season, with their game against AFC Leopards being one that always brings out the best in both teams. He added that they respect their opponents but are ready to give their all on the field and set the tone for a remarkable season ahead as their fans deserve nothing less than a spirited performance.
Teams iko sawa, tuna believe tuko ready ku start league. I believe timu yangu iko sawa. We are very ready for the league.
Kwetu ni a bit ngumu, itakuwa a bit hard kwetu kwa sababu hao at least wanakuja wakijua wana rectify wapi mahali walikosea on their first game. Sisi hatujui tunaendaje, lakini kuna vile tumejipanga. Tutasema tumejipangaje, but tutaonyesha kwa game vile tumejipanga. Itakuwa game ngumu, but tuta give our best. Najua FC si team rahisi, but tuta give our best, tuta fight. Na ningeomba pia mafans wajitokeze watupatie support yao juu tunahitaji, bila hao ni ngumu.
As the KCB team trains for their first match of the new season, new coach Bernard Mwalala is hopeful with the new signings, the team will secure themselves 3 points for their match ahead. Reporting for Lookup Sports, I'm Ruth Washeke.
Kenya finished in the second place in the East Africa Bowl Games that were held in Huye, Rwanda. Kenya won a total of 25 medals, including 10 gold medals, 7 silver medals, and 8 bronze medals. During the homecoming ceremony at Kakamega High School, Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu promised the continuous support by the government in the high school games.
Opportunity of thanking our team that represented the country in Rwanda. All the teams that we sent actually came out very well. They did very well. They were our ambassadors in Rwanda, and you can see that we were able to get various types of trophies.
We have teams which have currently come back from Rwanda, and we are very proud. At least we have done so well with 10 gold, 8 silver, and 7 bronze. Basically, the issue of age actually came in, and this came as a result of the difference in the kind of education systems in these 4 countries or 5 countries in East Africa.
I'm proud of my team. In terms of support, they should assist on the equipments, the equipment and.
Now, in international football, a total of 5 matches of the 32nd round of Carabao Cup are scheduled to be played tonight. 5 times Carabao Cup champions Chelsea will lock horns with Wimbledon at Stamford Bridge. Harrogate will play Blackburn Rovers. Nottingham Forest will be tackling Burnley as Sheffield United take on Lincoln, and Doncaster will be facing Everton. So the joke of the night is that Chelsea, it's $1 billion pounds club is going to play a team they can buy over 20 times, probably with 5 players. Yeah, all Chelsea fans don't have anything bad for you. It's just real fact. Anyway, thank you very much for keeping us company right here on The Insight. My name is Simba Elijah Charles Kiage, our sign language interpreter. This evening has been Josephine Oko. Good night.
Insight, factual and timely.